I'm Claire Newton. I'm a psychologist, speaker, trainer, and coach. It's understandable that as a result of all of this violence and looting and rioting, that people are angry. We're starting to see some real anger and some real rage coming out. And the anger and the rage is valid. When people's worldviews are turned upside down, it's okay to feel angry. But it's not okay to act that anger out. So one of the things that we really need to try to do here, and what I would like to help you to do, is to manage that anger, to manage those angry feelings, so that we don't perpetuate the violence, so that we don't make the situation even worse than it already is. So understanding that the anger is valid does not mean that it's okay to act it out. It just means we need to process that anger. One of the tools that I found really useful to help my clients to manage their anger is the Anger Iceberg model. And essentially what this says is that the anger that we display and we show people by shouting at them or by hitting something or smashing something is just at the tip of the iceberg. That's what's visible above the waterline. But what is really beneath that anger is some other deep-seated emotion, which is the cause of the anger. Those deep-seated emotions in this situation of violence and looting that we found ourselves in will be things like fear, things like anxiety, stress, horror. It will be emotions of shock. And if you look at my Anger Iceberg model poster, you will see that just like the tip of the iceberg, that one emotion of anger, which could be anything from just being a little bit annoyed and irritated to being really, really angry, to being furious, to being outraged. So everything on the continuum of anger, from mild to extreme anger, is just the tip of the iceberg. And there are masses of emotions that are below that. If we want to manage our anger, what we really need to become aware of and get in touch with is what is the emotion that is actually beneath that. In the violence and looting and the riots that we've experienced, there would have been a lot of really deep-seated emotions. And obviously one of them would have been a real fear. That fear would have been valid. There was something to be afraid of. Our body is so beautifully designed to react to sources of danger. And fear is one of those emotions that warns us that there's something to be aware of, something to be watching out for. But instead of pushing the fear down and lashing out in anger, it's so much more helpful to deal with the fear itself, to process that fear, to feel that feeling. So when it comes to managing anger, it's always about thinking, what is actually beneath this anger? What is really going on? A lot of people actually really find it quite difficult to get in touch with what is really going on underneath their anger. So there's lots of jokes made about psychologists, and we always are teased about the fact that we ask the question, so how did that make you feel? What we're really asking is, are you aware of your emotions? Have you a conscious awareness of what is really going on for you? We're trying to bring your conscious attention to that, to the feelings that you are feeling. So the Anger Iceberg model says, don't just focus on the anger, but get into those deep-seated emotions and really become aware of them. And then that is what you need to deal with. If you're one of those people who really struggles to get in touch with what's underneath the anger, what's really going on for them, then please seek some professional help. Get some counselling to help you to process that. When we get stuck in just the anger, we can't move on to those more healthy responses of being able to work out and work through what's really going on for us, our fears and our anxiety, our disappointments, and so on.